Okay, this is some stretching for hopefully open the psoas, which is definitely part of your hip flexors, is what we think of it. But also, it actually starts in your back. So, we're going to do a few things that hopefully will relieve any pain or discomfort you might be having. So, we'll start with our feet as wide as the sticky mat. Let the knees just kind of drop in. This is just a sense to drop in, literally. You can keep your hands on your hip points. Maybe even just moving into three-part breath. So starting by inhaling, letting the low belly expand, moving to the middle and upper chest, and then reversing it. So I'll talk you through some things. You can always pause the video and hold the poses longer. I just might run out of some video time here. So do this for as long as you feel you need today. And then we'll start with reclining pigeon. So you'll just draw your feet about hip distance apart, slide your right ankle over your left knee, and just let the left knee come in. I'm going to keep the upper body broad, collarbones broad, soft, quiet. Any words that help you just remain really open in your chest without any strain. And then if you want to go deeper, you can always interlace your hands behind your knee. Just let the weight of your arms maybe deepen that opening. Probably feel this mostly in your right hip. So flexing the right foot, drawing the right knee kind of away, just energetically. And we'll actually move into a little twist from here. So take your right arm out to the side like a T. Take hold of your right ankle with your left hand and just start to kind of tip over to your left side, letting your right foot come straight onto the floor. And then go ahead and take your gaze over to the right. Just breathing here. And try to stand this right foot really grounded into the earth so that this right knee is aimed straight up at the ceiling. And as you continue to energetically kind of draw the right knee up, start to feel a nice opening all along the right side. The psoas muscle is a really long muscle and very strong muscle. So it takes a while to open and release it. So again, you can always hold these poses for longer than I'm doing today. And then taking the feet back to hip distance apart, just moving to reclining pigeon on the second side. Keeping the upper body quiet. Maybe adding a little bit more intensity, just using the weight of the arms. Or I'm not really tugging on my leg. I'm just kind of letting the weight of the arms. Maybe draw the knee closer, maybe not. And maybe using this left elbow to just kind of keep open through the left hip, flexing the left foot. And you can always check in. So you check in with your facial muscles, your jaw, your upper body. If that's tense, then maybe back out of the pose a little so you can be here with ease. And then we'll move into the twist. So you'll take hold of your left ankle with your right hand and take your left arm out to the side. Start to just roll over onto your right side, standing on that right foot. And again, just like energetically trying to square off the top of the knee to the ceiling. Really pressing into the left foot on the floor. And then find length in the whole left side. And then coming back to the center, just kind of hugging your knees in. Maybe giving yourself a little back massage, sort of resetting the spine a little bit. You can always do another twist, maybe letting both knees drop to the left or right. But for right now, we'll just drop over to the right side and we'll press on up to a seated position. We're actually going to kind of roll forward and all the way back to down dog. So let's just kind of let down dog be a chance to kind of realign the spine, let the crown of the head drop. Nothing super intense here in your down dog. My knees are super bent. But then from here, we're going to inhale the right leg up and we're going to find scorpion. So
three-legged dog. I'm bending the right knee, and again, you'll just feel that beautiful opening. So I'm doing a lot of these openers for the psoas, but you can do, you don't have to do them all. You can do a couple a day, or, a couple after you go running or walking or something. And then release that down, or even after sitting at your desk. That's another thing that happens, right? So in that seated position, even if you practice good posture, it just kind of tightens up those muscles, shortens them actually. So we're going to kind of look to lengthen, and also all the fascia around it. And then exhale, set that leg down, and go ahead and release into child's pose. So child's pose, I feel really, really good. Lengthening through the spine. You can always have your forehead resting on something, either a block, a blanket, or even your wrists or fists. Whatever kind of gives you the chance to have your forehead connect with something that allows your neck to release, your brain to release. And again, just feeling free to stay here as long as you'd like to. And I'm going to go ahead and roll up, take you into a couple other postures. So the next one is actually scorpion again, but this time we're going to lie down on our belly. And I'm going to use a little blanket just to prop up my ear so that my ear pods don't come out. So for this, we'll have our arms out to the side. It's very much like what we just did in down dog. I'm turning my head to the right, and I'm going to lift my right leg and just kind of roll over onto the left hip. And this is when you can stay here for several breaths. Probably start to feel it after a few breaths. You can also come in and out of the pose. That's another way to do it. And with any of these, you don't have to go to your max right away, or ever even. Sometimes just the gentle movement is all we need to sort of open things up. Again, get that fascia kind of warmed up, get some blood flow going. And then go ahead and switch sides. And then release that back down. And just press back to child's pose one more time. Again, I like to just kind of realign the spine. You can even do a couple cat-cows if that would feel good. And then come on back up. And we're going to just take a seat. And we're going to do Janu Sirsasana. So I'm going to actually face you so you can kind of see me this way. I'm going to draw first I'm going to start in Tadasana and roll the inner thighs away so you're sitting up nice and tall. And then draw the right knee in and let it just kind of tip to the outside. And then take your left hand next to your left hip. Getting some beautiful sun this afternoon. Inhale your right arm up. And then as you exhale, you're going to kind of hinge at your hip. You're going to sort of reach past your foot. So you just notice if you start to tuck and kind of bend at the waist. You want to keep the waist one long piece, like you had a rod up your back. And then wherever you kind of stop, just stop there. And then take your right hand and take it to the outside of the left leg, wherever that is. It might be up here, it might be down here. It might over time reach to the outer edge of the foot. We're just going to breathe and soften into this pose. So this is a forward fold, obviously, but also a twist. So on this inhale, maybe lengthen through the spine and maybe find a little bit more of the twist. And if this is at all uncomfortable for your low back, then you can always come to the center and